Japanese beetles are like my nemesis.
Yes.
And we go out, we have grapes, and we go and we flip them. And then I read that if you take your geraniums, because something with a geranium plant makes them like,
It's toxic to them.
it's toxic to them, and it just like
and
they
they
just
keel over dead. They pass
yeah,
out.
they pass
And
out.
the majority of them never come to.
So I put
So-
geranium plants in between my flowers
Uh-huh.
and over by my grapes, so
Mhm.
then they would go to that. So,
Yep.
but there's a better way.
There's always, yeah. And then the Japanese beetle came from the East Coast, and they've been fighting it for decades. Fighting it and scared to death that it was going to come here, and now it's here. It came on some plants. It actually came on some grasses, some ornamental grasses that were planted in downtown Denver,
Uh-huh.
and they tracked it down because they love to lay their eggs in grass, ornamental grasses as well as turf grasses.
Uh-huh.
So that's how it got here. And she lays about for every fall, she lays anywhere from 80 to 100 eggs.
Oh, there you go. That's fine.
So, and the epicenter seems to be going out about 5 miles every year. So it's just a little bit further out. So they're here to stay. I don't think they're going to go anywhere.
Oh.
So, okay, if everyone can remember way back to middle school, to the metamorphosis and all of that fun stuff. So right now they're a grub and they're in the ground. And they laid their eggs last fall in the turf grasses and the ornamental grasses is where they are.
I have that. Okay.
So that's where you would need to treat. So we have the grub in the ground, and I don't know if you can get this here, but it kind of shows as the soil warms up,
You can
they're
zoom
going to
in.
come up and they're going to eat, and they're gaining energy, and they're coming up and they're eating the grass of the roots of the grass in your turf grasses or your ornamental grasses.
Okay.
And they're going to come up. Once it gets really hot, they're going to pupate in the soil. They're going to make their little cocoon, and they're going to hatch, and they're going to fly. And they fly everywhere.
Everywhere.
They love grapes. That's their favorite.
Mm.
They love the vines, a lot of the vines, and they love your roses. The Engelmann ivy vine, they love that one
Oh.
too. So what a lot of people are doing is we're planting geraniums around them.
Mhm.
Geraniums are
Yep.
very toxic to them. They eat it. There's a toxin in there, and they pass out. And a lot of them never just come to. So that's a good natural way to kill them off. So if you put the grub killer down, really April and May, if you can get it down just like a fertilizer.
Okay.
And then we do have an organic one, completely 100% organic and natural that won't hurt anybody. We can get that down in the springtime, April and May, and they're probably going to hatch around June. So keep an eye on your garden is what we tell everyone to do. We kind of know where they're going to go. We
Uh-huh.
know what they like. They love your grapes. They love your roses. They love your Engelmann ivy. They will eat other things too. So first sign, you can spray with the 8.
Oh, yes.
And this is really safe. This is recommended by Dr. Whitney Cranshaw. It's Colorado State University. Spray in the evenings after all your bees have gone back to the hive. And we can spray the garden. It's safe for the vegetables. It's actually labeled for your dogs and livestock, so it's super safe.
Okay.
So you can spray the garden, spray everything, get rid of them, get your geraniums planted. We have a little trigger sprayer for smaller gardens, and we have the hose end sprayer for the bigger gardens. Keep that as in your arsenal in the garage. And then what we do around here, of course, we've got 2.5 acres, and we can't have any on our plants, otherwise we can't sell the plants. So we immediately spray if we see anything, and then we put our traps out. And these are 100%
work
organic
great.
and natural.
Yes.
And it's just a pheromone trap. And they're attracted to the yellow, and we put it on the perimeter of the property. So once they find your roses and start eating, they're actually letting out a hormone that calls all their little friends. This is the same hormone. So they come, they start to eat your roses, they've sent the hormone out, they're all coming. Now, as they come, rather than going over to your roses, they see this, and this is even stronger, and they hit this, and they go in here, and they suffocate. So we put these around the property. And that's how we kept our whole 2.5 acres with all of the plants with no Japanese beetles on.
Oh my goodness.
So yes, they do attract more, but that's the whole idea, is to trap them out there. Then the ones we don't trap this fall, they're going to lay eggs in the turf grasses, usually the turf grasses, not the bare ground, and the ornamental grasses. So they're going to hit it again with the grub killer.
in the
In
fall.
September.
Oh, okay.
September, October, we're going to hit it again.
Oh.
Water it in. They're going to start eating the roots of your turf grass, and then they're going to burrow down for the winter. And then in the spring, they burrow back up.
Okay.
So that's their life cycle.
How often do you do this? Like
Every spring and every fall.
So just once, just one. Okay.
Yep.
And then these are throughout.
These, yeah, as you see them, They're only out during those hot months, the July, August when it's really hot. And then we'll get closer to the end of August or so and they'll just kind of start disappearing. You don't have to worry about them anymore.
Right.
Geraniums work great. This is very effective. The 8 is very effective. And of course the traps. You know, an average yard, I would put up at least one in every corner. And, you know, at least 20 feet away from your rose garden. So they'll find this and they'll go in there. I mean, I took this one out and hung it out on the corner of the lath house, and as I was walking, they were dive bombing in there. So every one you catch, every one you kill, you've eliminated 80 to 100 for next year.
Oh, nice.
So if we could get everyone on the bandwagon.
So it's our job.
Yeah.
This
we
is our
could
job.
get everyone on the bandwagon, you know, we could get rid of them.
Okay.
Yeah, at least in our area.
Now, I had heard that if I do all that and if my neighbors don't, it's a lost cause.
Not necessarily, because as they fly to go to your rose garden, they'll stop at the trap and you can trap them. So you can at least keep them out of your yard. But yes, if we could get everyone on the bandwagon, we probably could tone the numbers way down.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, watch out, beetles. Here I come.
And we have tons of organic and natural stuff, so we don't have to worry about the kids or the dogs or all that stuff, because I know that's a big concern with everybody.
Yeah, it is. It is. All right. Well, thank you.
You bet.